It is Tuesday, which of course means it's time to answer the questions that you guys send in every single week on the Brendan Plays forums at brendanplays.com/forums or in the YouTube comments section down below. And as always, I am your host, Brendan Plays. So it's great to be back with another episode of Let's Talk Tuesdays. Pretty big week. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got the Battleground pay-per-view. We're going to run through all the matches, give my thoughts and opinions on, and a bit of analysis on what happened at Battleground. Plus, we're going to talk about Raw and what happened on Raw. There was a lot of great things that happened on Raw. I actually really enjoyed this week's Raw. So, pretty good week. I actually really enjoyed this week. I might touch on Tough Enough as well. I haven't really talked about Tough Enough all that much. That's probably because when Let's Talk Tuesday airs, Tough Enough is the next, well, a few hours later, for me anyways. When Let's Talk Tuesday airs, Tough Enough's on in 10 hours or something like that. So normally Tough Enough is out of my mind when Let's Talk Tuesdays is getting made or is uploaded. So I will try and touch on Tough Enough later on as well. So we're just going to talk about whatever comes to mind. It's going to be a good episode. Obviously SummerSlam 5 weeks away now, so things are starting to heat up a little bit in the WWE. Things are starting to happen. So everything that's been interesting is going to happen in the next 5 weeks. All the things that, it's going to excite us and hopefully draw us into the biggest pay-per-view that's going to happen until probably the Royal Rumble is going to happen in the next few weeks. So this is going to be a very big week. And the next few weeks are going to be very, very big as well. So really looking forward to the build-up towards SummerSlam. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. But before we get there, though, I just want a quick note that on the website, brendanplays.com, I've done a bit of updating today. I actually went ahead and I updated all the championship histories, all the championship title records and things like that for Universe Mode. Also, if you are a GM Mode fan, if you go into the General Manager Mode page, which you go to Brendan Plays, it'll have a drop-down box, and you go to SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, click on that page, you go there, and it'll have a full title history for WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 General Management. Now, I know there hasn't been any title changes on the series yet, but in the future, that will be updated, and you can keep track of all the championship changes. So if you come along to the series, or you miss a few episodes, you don't know what happened, you can go there and you can catch up immediately on what's been going on. So that's one of the things I've been trying to do, trying to make it easier for you guys to keep track of what's been going on. And I've always wanted to document the championship history. I did it for a while in GM mode for 2008, but I did it by paper. I wrote it down. This time I was like, you know what, let's just do it on the website. And it looks good. I really like it. I really liked how it turned out, so I'm pretty proud about that. That was my little pet project for the day. So I went ahead and got that done. Also updated the Universe Mode titles and everything like that there. So just trying to make the website a little bit better, a little bit more easy to access. I know it's been a bit slow lately. I'm trying to fix that as well. So trying to fix the website up. And I know the website isn't all that great. I built it myself. I have no experience at all in building any websites at all. But, I put hard work into it. I like it. I think it's good for what it is and what the channel is and, my skills and, the funding and everything like that. I think we've got a pretty good website together. So I'm trying to make more interesting things to put on the website that you guys can go on there and read about. I know I would do a lot more on the website, but it's just me, myself, and I. And there's only so much I can put myself through and there's only so much I can do. I would love to have articles written and a little bit of a review for each Universe Mode episode. I'd like to, do a run through and analysis on the GM Mode series and what went wrong, what matches went wrong, what's going right, which rivalries are working, which rivalries are not, things like that. I'd love to do a full write-up and run through and all that and just analyze and interpret and break down the series. And I know that sounds complicated. It's like, well, is that really needed? Probably not, but I think people who are extra invested in the show would appreciate that and like that, and those are some of the things I would love to do, but it's just like, wow, man, to try and do daily videos and try and edit and do all the crap I do and then live a life is difficult, so I haven't really got the time in my hands to do some things like that, so that's something I would love to do in the future and expand the website into that, because I really want to, the way I see it, I know I'm kind of, not getting into what I'm meant to be talking about just quite yet, but bear with me for a second. What I want to see, my vision for Universe Mode especially, is my own WWE. And WWE.com is obviously my BrendanPlays.com. So BrendanPlays.com, I want to have articles, I want to have pictures, I want to have all this and this and this as much as I can to develop storylines, to make the shows more exciting, more interesting, things like that. So the way WWE.com is, I want to make that BrendanPlays.com, but for Universe Mode and for all my other series. But unfortunately, I just don't have the manpower to do it. But I went ahead, did a few things on the website. I would love to bring back the Power 25, or the Power Rankings, I should say, on Universe Mode as well. That's something I need to do, and I really want to do. I just need to find the time to get back into it. And now that it's a new year, it's probably a perfect time to do it, especially with the road to WrestleMania coming up. So I probably should start doing that and just suck it up and do it. But anyways, that's some of the things I've been working on. I'm also very, very tempted to start and record a Here Comes the Pain series for the season mode. I know we had the poll a couple of weeks ago, and it was neck and neck between Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton. If I'm going to do a season mode, I'm probably going to use Randy Orton, because I think Brock Lesnar's been done, so I want to use Randy Orton. So I'm thinking about recording some episodes and just having them ready, and probably not releasing them for a while until other things settle down. So I have the episodes ready to go, and maybe I'll have, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 episodes stored up, so we can have some episodes ready and then release them, and, all of a sudden, bang, we've got 10 brand new episodes coming out. Something like that would be cool. And that way, if there's a few days where I can't get to an upload or I can't do something, I have these episodes. And that's something I should do with all my series, but I just can't find the time, or I can, but I just, sometimes I get a little bit lazy. I make one video and I'm just done. I've had enough. So, unfortunately, the whole multiple videos in a day just doesn't really work out for me just quite yet. Plus, my rendering and my upload speeds are horrible. I really need a new computer. I'm starting to search into PCs, but I have no idea what I'm looking for. I have no idea what's a good deal. I have no idea which parts are good, which parts are not. I have no idea how to build my own PC as well. So that is an issue for me, and I'm wanting someone to build it for me. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do, but I'd love to get a new PC so I can render. I can live stream finally properly. I have the money, well, kind of, but I need a little bit more money from probably what I'm getting at. The PCs I'm looking at are $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I'm like, holy shit, I don't know if I can afford that, but I'm definitely wanting a new PC, so that's kind of the other thing on my agenda right now. So a few things are going on, a few things I want. I just wish I had an understanding of how it all works. Trust me, I've been a console gamer the whole time. I'm technologically savvy. I'm actually surprised I said that word without fucking it up. I am technologically savvy, and computers, though, what's inside of them, I don't really care. I know a couple things, and I go, okay, that's what I need. But for the most part, I don't know the ins and outs. So a computer to me is a foreign thing, and I just don't know. So looking at what I need, I have no idea where to start or what to look for. So maybe I need to call in some advice from somebody. I have no idea who. Maybe you guys can help me out. But for the moment, that's on the agenda. And that's pretty much all that's been happening this week. It's been a pretty cruisy week for me. And how about we talk about some wrestling, shall we? So this week was Battleground, and we also had Raw this week. But before we get into Raw, we'll talk about Battleground. Let's give a quick run through of all these matches. Now, overall, I haven't actually thought about it, but Battleground, it was a pretty good show. I would probably give it a 6.5, 7. I mean, none of the matches really stood out to me. I thought Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt was a pretty good match. I actually really enjoyed that. I probably enjoyed that more than John Cena and Kevin Owens, to be honest, because John Cena and Kevin Owens, I've already seen it twice. It was pretty much the same match, but just not as good. And the finish, it was just oh my god, are you kidding me? It was just a false finish at best. It was just kick out after kick out after kick out, and eventually Kevin Owens, of all things, tapped out. He even kicked out of the Super AA, and then he tapped out to the horrible STF. So I have no idea what to say. Fuck it, I have no idea, but disappointing, to say the least. Some of the matches on Battleground was just disappointing. First up, we had Sheamus versus Randy Orton. Now, this was an okay match. We've seen this match a lot of times, but for what it was, I actually enjoyed it. Randy getting the big win in his hometown. I didn't realize it was his hometown, so that was good. I guess Randy Orton getting the win. I actually had a couple little sneaky bets on Battleground as well, using real money. I actually bet on Bad News Barrett. I know this is going to blow your mind, but for the first time in my life, I wanted to see Bad News Barrett win a match. I had, I think, $20 on Bad News Barrett to beat R-Truth, and the odds were crazy, 4-1 odds. So I put $20 on, I got like $60 back, and it was awesome. Like, I don't know why Bad News Barrett was so outside favorites to win. I have no idea. The bookies got that one really wrong, and I jumped on that and went, holy shit, hallelujah, here we go. I should have put the house on it, but I didn't. But I just had a feeling like R-Truth has won match after match after match on Raw. Eventually in the pay-per-view, he's not going to win again, is he? If he does, King Barrett's done. And there's been some rumblings and some rumors that Bad News Barrett might be going back to the Bad News Barrett gimmick. I know he's actually King Barrett, so I should be saying King Barrett, but he's not a king in my mind. He's an absolute scrub. But King Barrett going back to the Bad News Barrett gimmick. I noticed that on Raw, I don't know if you guys picked it up, but in the whole fight, in the Brock Lesnar and Undertaker brawl, the Bad News Barrett had his red t-shirt on, and I believe the red t-shirt was from his Bad News Barrett gimmick. Now, I didn't see the front, I just saw the back of it, so I'm not sure if he actually has a King Barrett shirt, but I know that he used to have a red Bad News Barrett shirt, so I have no idea if this is a new shirt or what, but it could be a sign that, hey, maybe King Barrett is going back to his old ways and being bad news and incredibly bad to watch on my screen. But, look, Bad News Barrett is better than King Barrett, that is for sure. I actually could tolerate Bad News Barrett, but King Barrett, no. King Barrett, I could not. But I did forget about the pre-show match, and it was very forgettable. The only time I've ever cheered for Bad News Barrett, I actually marked out when Bad News Barrett won, and it was only because I won money. But thank you, Bad News Barrett, for the first time you have made me a happy man. But going back to Sheamus versus Randy Orton, it is what it is. Good match. Randy Orton got the win. Either guy probably... I thought Sheamus was going to win by DQ or something, or actually no, Randy Orton win by DQ. Sheamus might hit the chair or hit him with the Money in the Bank briefcase, something like that, but he actually got the pinfall, Randy, so, okay. Next up, we have the tag team matchup. I don't know if this is the right order, but I'm going to go with it anyway. Next up, tag team matchup. So, Primetime Players versus the New Day. What's going on with the New Day? They've just lost again. Does the WWE realize that there is no tag teams? Like, I don't know, what... It looks like the New Day and Primetime Players feud is continuing, and the New Day haven't beaten the Primetime Players ever. I don't know if they've ever gotten a victory over them in the past 6 weeks, so I don't know what is going on there, but yeah, I mean, the Primetime Players winning again. I've always been a fan of Primetime Players. I've always been a fan. I've always wanted to see them do good. Now they've got the titles. I don't know, I just kind of want the New Day to be the champs, because the New Day entertain me so much, like even more than the Primetime Players. I know I really do like the Primetime Players, but I think I'm kind of digging the New Day even more. I mean, when the New Day first came around, they were horrible. Since they've been heels, they have been absolutely fantastic. They crack me up every time they come on the mic. They are awesome. New Day is fantastic. So I guess though, like them being the whining, complaining heels chasing the titles, it can work. So I don't know. I think the Primetime Players just got the belts too early. I didn't like it how they got the belts straight away. I felt as though if they had built it up and the Primetime Players got the belt at SummerSlam, it would have been much more effective and the crowd would have actually cared. So you had a couple of pay-per-views, the Money in the Bank and Battleground, where the Primetime Players just keep getting screwed over by the New Day, and the New Day just... keep getting themselves DQ'd or use the third man. They do whatever they have to do to beat the Primetime Players, and the Primetime Players just can't get a fair match. But eventually, after a couple months of, trying to fight off the New Day, the Primetime Players finally do it, and then they get that babyface reaction. People actually care about them winning, and look, hey, we got new tag champs, yippee, Primetime Players. Instead, they just threw the belts on them and said, okay, look, Harper and Rowan are out. We don't know what to do with the belts. Let's give it to the Primetime Players and just hope it works. And is it working? Yeah, look, the reactions are subpar. I mean, they get a bit of noise, but no one's really going crazy. There's not that many people doing the dance they do. It's just okay. I mean, it could have been a lot better. I mean, like I said, the Primetime Players, though, you think about it, they spent 2 years just being absolutely utter jokes. Then all of a sudden, and then they even broke up in between that. And then all of a sudden, they just win the tag titles. It's just like all of a sudden, yeah, we know how to win now. Yeah, we're tag champs, woohoo. It's just like, what? What are they doing? you expect us to believe the primetime players lose for 2 years straight, then all of a sudden, bang, yes, we win. We finally won. And we finally won the tag titles. Come on. So, that's a little annoying, but I guess the tag team division is almost done, honestly. No Usos, no Cesaro and Kid, no Harper and Rowan. What the hell are they going to do with the tag division? They are on the brink of being extinct. And you know what's bad? When the Divas are getting more attention than you. So that's a nice segue. The Divas match. The Divas are a hot commodity. I mean, the Divas are actually getting time, and they're getting matches, and they're getting, promo time, commentary time, but they're actually getting attention, and they keep on playing their replays over and over throughout the show. The WWE are giving the Divas a chance. They're giving them a chance. They wanted a chance. This is it. This is the big chance for the Divas. If this fails, the Divas division is done for good. This is the last hope for the Divas division. Becky Lynch, Paige, Eva Marie, no, I'm just kidding, Charlotte, Sasha Banks. So this is really their last hope. Can they do it? Can they salvage this Divas division? Nikki Bella, she's not losing that title. You think she's not going to break that record? Think again. She's breaking that record 110%. This is just a way to have these non-title feuds. So this is going to be, obviously at SummerSlam, probably will be a big triple threat maybe, or maybe they'll do a tag match, whatever. But this is a way to kind of take the emphasis off the Divas title and just have Nikki go ahead and just slowly fly on the radar, deal with these two teams, and, all of a sudden, yay, I'm longest reigning Divas champion. And then she'll probably, as soon as she's longest reigning Divas champion, the pay-per-view after that, she will drop the belt. It's a fact. And who is going to win the championship? Seems like Charlotte's their number one pick. Charlotte seems as though that's their golden girl right now, and that's really absolutely no surprise whatsoever. But, she's beaten Brie Bella twice already, thank goodness. And this triple threat match, to me, it just signifies how bad Brie Bella is. She just looks like a fish out of water. She looks like she doesn't know what she's doing. And she's basically the weird girl, the girl that nobody likes, trying to fit in and trying to play with the cool kids. She's like, hey, I'm in this match too. Look at me. I'm still here. Come play with me. And they're like, no, fuck off. We don't give a shit about you. Leave us alone. And that's pretty much how it was between Charlotte and Sasha Banks. Brie Bella was just the unwanted third person, like the third wheel. We don't care. We don't want you. In Brie Bella's only offense, she comes in and she'll pull the hair and she'll do a couple kicks and then she'll do the whole Fez press and then she'll, shake the head about, and that's really, she can climb to the top rope. This is her big move. Climb to the top rope and do the drop kick off the top and still looks terrible. She almost broke her fucking neck. This is just a bad performance by Brie Bella. She was awful. Awful. I mean, she's been able to get away with it for so long, but now they just have these new women that are just so much better than her. She just looks absolutely awful. I know she can look fine when she's taking on Naomi and Tamina and Cameron and fucking Alicia Fox, and she can even get away with it when she's versing Paige, because Paige just seems like she doesn't give a shit at the moment. It's just bad. It's just bad. Brie Bella just sucks, and I hope, honestly, I've been watching Total Divas. Yes, I do watch it. I hope she just gets pregnant. Look, I have a prediction. Within the next 6 months, Brie Bella's getting pregnant. It's a fact. I think Brie Bella basically will reevaluate herself and she'll go, my spot is being taken. I'm done. And she will just say, fuck it, it's time. Let's just get pregnant. Let's get out of here. Let's go out whilst I can, whilst I have some dignity, before I'm off TV forever, like the rest of the divas, the other 10 divas in the locker room, and she can sit next to Cameron and catering. So, honestly, I think in the next 6 months, you're going to see Charlotte, you're going to see Becky, you're going to see Sasha, Paige. I don't know if Natalya will ever be an in-ring top competitor again. I think her in-ring was done, obviously, for a long time now, but even if when she does come back, I still don't think they're ever going to give her the ball again, so I think she's still done. I think they'll keep Nikki around, obviously the John Cena factor, and Nikki's got some backstage pull, so she'll still be in amongst it. But for the most part, a lot of the divas that are currently on the roster right now, I really can't see them lasting all that much longer. I think they are basically done. I mean, the Divas division is getting a huge shake-up, and it needs it, because the Divas division has been absolutely awful for years. And now, I found myself going, I'm actually interested in this match. Tonight when I was watching Raw, Charlotte was on, and I actually, instead of, flicking through the web, and I watch it on my computer, and I'm just doing some other things, when Charlotte came on, I actually wanted to stop what I was doing and watch the match. And honestly, I thought to myself, whoa, what am I doing? I actually want to watch a Divas match? And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that I wanted to do this. And it just goes to show that you give them some extra time, you give them some extra emphasis, and people will start to care. People will start to be interested and invested in the match. Mind-blowing, right? How hard was it? But I guess, again, you need the talent to make it interesting. When you have, fucking Tamina and Naomi, and a lot of people think Naomi's good. I don't care for her at all. But when you have the talent they've been doing, we've had the same match, Brie Bella versus Nikki Bella, for about 8 months now. When you have the same shit that's just boring, nobody cares for so long, why should we even want to watch these matches? We don't. But now we have this new, exciting talent that's good. I think the Divas division can survive. And I honestly thought the Divas division would be done by now. Had asked me 3 years ago, I thought the Divas division would have been done by end of 2014. I'm still surprised it's still kicking, and I think the revival of women's wrestling in the WWE, in NXT, has been the only reason why they're keeping it around. Plus, if they did drop the Divas division, so many feminists would come and attack the WWE. It'd be unbelievable. I think it'd be a horrible PR move, and that's what they're all about, protecting their image, the WWE brand. We don't want to ruin that. That's really the only reason, in my personal opinion, why they've kept the Divas division around, is because of the backlash they would have gotten if they had dropped it. Because the Divas have, for so long, have just offered nothing. But now there is some new hope. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Perhaps brighter days are coming for the Divas division, and I like it. I'm happy. I think this is a good step. This is a step in the right direction. But anyways, that was a good match between Sasha and Charlotte, and featuring Brie Bella. Next up, I obviously talked about a moment ago, Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. That was a good match. Surprisingly, Bray Wyatt, I've always been critical of his in-ring work. He just puts me to sleep, but I did enjoy this one. I thought it was good. Obviously, Luke Harper returned as well. So I was a little surprised by this. I didn't think they were going to put the Wyatt family back together. I obviously thought they were going to do the tag team thing with Rowan and Harper, but I guess it would have been inevitable that they would have put Bray Wyatt back with him eventually, I think. If they had Harper and Rowan going around as a tag team, you would have thought they would finally come back to Bray, and it had to happen. Bray Wyatt, ever since he lost the Wyatt family, I still don't know why they broke the Wyatt family up. I have no idea. Horrible decision. It was just beyond stupid. I mean, whoever made the call should have got fired. I hope they did, because Bray Wyatt, as soon as he lost his family, just had nothing to him. He's this cult leader without a cult. He's the leader of the world. He's got the whole world in his hands, but yet nobody wants to follow him. Nobody wants to, help him out. No one wants to, be associated with him. It just didn't make any sense at all. So him with the Wyatt family again is great. So I'm really, really happy about that. And obviously, Bray Wyatt got the win. He pinned Roman Reigns. Who would have thought? And next up, Owens and Cena. This really ruined my mood, to be honest with you. I was watching this half-heartedly, to be honest with you, because I've seen a lot of it before. And I watched it, and then I saw the Super AA, and I thought, oh, it's over. And he kicked out. I'm like, oh, wow, Owens is winning. Holy shit, Kevin Owens is going to win. He kicked out of the Super AA. There's no way he loses from here. Bang, STF, he taps. Kevin Owens tapped. He tapped. What? Are you kidding? Why? Why did he tap out? On what planet? What does universe does this make sense? Why does John Cena never lose any feuds? And we wonder why there is no new stars emerging. Rusev, I've always said it, this guy could be a top heel. He has all the tools. He is awesome. Rusev is great. But look at him. He's losing everywhere. He's losing now. He lost to Cesaro. He got pinned on Raw. He's done. You know, this would have happened a long time ago if he didn't get injured. He probably would have lost to Dolph Ziggler. He's done. What? Why? And Bray Wyatt, I mean, when he lost to John Cena, look how long it took him for Bray Wyatt to recover. I don't even think Bray Wyatt has recovered fully yet. Do you look at Bray Wyatt the same now as you did 2 years ago? I don't. Ever since John Cena got through with him, he just hasn't been the same. And now Kevin Owens, he's no longer a big deal. You look on Raw, was Kevin Owens a big deal when he came out? Was anyone going, holy shit, yeah, here comes Kevin Owens, let's go? No, it's like, oh, here's the other guy. He was just every other regular guy now. He's just nothing special about him. He just doesn't have that, that aura about him, like this guy is going to be something. He's not. He's done. I don't know, like, he may not be done for good, but I tell you what, that's 3 months of great work completely undone. Now, rumor is, or a lot of people are hoping and suggesting that there's going to be a fatal four-way at SummerSlam between Cena, Rusev, Owens, and Cesaro. Now, that might not even happen because Cena looks like he's getting a world title match. So what is next for Kevin Owens? He won't even be on the card. Are you kidding me? Kevin Owens is not even going to be on the SummerSlam card. I mean, this is just beyond ridiculous. Why couldn't Cena lose this one? And my next question is, who the hell does John Cena lose the US title to? Who is going to beat Cena for this title? Are you thinking of anyone? I'm just trying to think right now. There's no one. There's nobody. I can't think of anyone who's going to win this US title from this man. It's crazy. I mean, why did John Cena need to retain? If he's going to have a world title match at SummerSlam, wouldn't you think it would make sense for Owens to beat Cena and then have another match on Raw today and then have Owens win by some bullshit count out or some DQ, or maybe he cheated or some way, then take Cena away from the US title and then have Cena just come out and call out Rollins just because, let's just say screw it. Now, like, you're taking away two big matches from the card. Like, the US title's been a big match. John Cena matches has always been a big match. Now you're taking that away, and now instead of two big matches, you just have the one. You're going to leave a big gap on the SummerSlam card, and to me, this just makes no sense. Obviously, this is just a way to have Seth Rollins have an opponent, because who the hell's going to face Seth Rollins? They haven't thought about this at all. They haven't got an idea what the hell they're going to do with Seth Rollins going forward. And they've already had Dean Ambrose, they've already had Randy Orton, they've had Brock Lesnar, and now we've already seen John Cena and Seth Rollins, many, many times. Now we're doing it again. For what reason, I don't know, other than there's no one else. There's no one else. We haven't made any other top babyfaces. In fact, the babyfaces isn't a problem. The top heels is a problem. I mean, they're just not making top guys anymore, and I don't know why. If Kevin Owens had beaten John Cena, Kevin Owens would have immediately been established as this new top heel. And now he lost, and he's just a mid-carder. He's just joined with Rusev. It just frustrates me. This is why being a fan of WWE is so frustrating, because you want to see it improve. You know it can improve by doing these things, and they just don't do it. I mean, in my opinion, like, am I crazy? Does my opinions just be, am I on another universe? Am I, watching a different show? What am I doing wrong? Is Kevin Owens not beating John Cena, is that a good idea? If Kevin Owens beat John Cena, would that ruin the company? No, if anything, you got a new champion, new interest in the belt, you got a new top heel, and John Cena, if he loses a match, nobody gives a shit. John Cena's lost about one match every single year for the past 5 years. It would not matter. I mean, has John Cena already lost all the matches he's going to lose this year? I mean, he lost once to Owens. Is that it? And he's done? He's not losing again? I mean, what is going on? I just don't get it right now. They have the opportunity to do so much with these guys, and it just seems as though they don't want to do it. I mean, is this the whole WWE way of, oh, you must pay your dues. Just because you've been on the indies for 10 years doesn't mean shit. You have to pay your dues for 4 years in the WWE before you can be a star. Well, ask Dolph Ziggler. He's been paying his dues for 10 years, and he still hasn't made it. I mean, Daniel Bryan had to pay his for years. Yes, he made it, but then, like, has he really? I don't know. Like, he's done now. You know, like, why wait? Why are they leaving all this money on the table? I mean, Kevin Owens has already sold a lot of merch. As an NXT champion, he was a merch seller. Now, there's a difference between a merch seller and a ticket seller, yes, but Kevin Owens, to me, can be a guy that you want to see get beaten up, because he's that cocky, arrogant heel that you just go, I want to see this guy beat the shit out of him. And he's just that guy. He just plays that role so well. But now he's already lost. He's already tapped out of all things. He's just not the same. He's just not the same. That leads me to the final match of Battleground, and that's the World Championship matchup. And that match just went exactly the way I thought it was going to go. Suplex City. My over and under was 12. It did go over. It went to 13. So well, that was my over and under. But I actually thought it was going to go over 12, but that was the benchmark that I picked. But there you go. So, and I think betting agency as well, for next Brock Lesnar match at SummerSlam, do an over and under on suplexes. Do it. That would be awesome. I would bet on that. They'll probably do like it at like 15 or something. I think that'd be a fair number. I don't know. I actually don't think he'll suplex Undertaker all that much. I think it'll be more of a fair fight. But yes, Seth Rollins, well, he escaped and he survived thanks to the Undertaker returning. This was awesome. Obviously, huge rumors that he was going to return. I kind of was expecting it. And I believed the rumors, but I also was like, you know what, I want to see it from my own eyes. And I did. He returned. He hit the tombstone, he chokeslammed Lesnar, and it was great. Great. I mean, you can say what you want. Say what you want about The Undertaker, but to me, he's always been one of my favorites. And I am happy to see him back. And I would love to see him go around for one last run. He can have 3 matches if he can do it. He can, you know, do a SummerSlam. Maybe he can do a Royal Rumble or a Survivor Series or something like that. And have one last big match at WrestleMania and call it a day. I would be absolutely fine with that. And I think that's exactly what The Undertaker deserves. He deserves just to have that one last run. Against Brock Lesnar, I was not happy with the WrestleMania rematch. A lot of people want to see that at WrestleMania 31. Lesnar and Taker again. No, but a SummerSlam match, I'm all in. That's me. And what they did tonight on Raw, I was sold. Happy. Yep, let's go. And I think this match is going to be great. I mean, it's really just going to be a brawl. I think these guys are just going to be punching each other for the whole match, and you know, then some suplexes and some choke slams and F5s and shit like that. It's not really, I think they should make it a no DQ just to kind of, you know, make it a little bit easier on Taker. You could just use some weapons rather than having to do too much. I think they may do that as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they do announce it as a no holds barred match or something like that at SummerSlam, and I think that'd be cool. I mean, you know, the first match was just a normal one. Now it's the second one. I mean, let's amp it up. You know, let's do something big, and why not? Screw it. So I would like to see that, and yeah, I mean, like I said, this is going to be just a good match. I think I miss the days where you just get excited for a big build-up, a big match feel. This feels like a big match. 2 top guys going at it. They have a reason why they hate each other. They've got a reason. Like Taker lost his streak to Lesnar, and he's been bragging about it forever, and then Lesnar's got a reason to be angry at Taker because Lesnar had the title won, Taker screwed him, so it just makes for an easy story, it just makes it for interesting. This is going to be personal, this is going to be fun. SummerSlam, I'm sold. that main event alone has sold SummerSlam to me, and I think that's exactly what they're going to build SummerSlam off. But the thing is the rest of SummerSlam going to be as good? No. No. I mean, they're going to have this big match, and the rest of it's just going to suffer. But we'll talk about SummerSlam when more things about SummerSlam, become revealed. But that's the Battleground coverage. I know I spent a long time on that, a bit of a rant, but we kind of mixed in Raw as well anyways. So, we'll do a quick recap on Raw. So, obviously, the brawling segment between Taker and Lesnar, I loved it. It was fantastic. Paul Heyman cut a fucking awesome promo. Fantastic. Just fantastic. Paul Heyman, say it once, say it again. He's just unbelievably brilliant. The best promo cutter in the WWE and wrestling right now, easily. Just Paul Heyman is just miles ahead of anyone. But yes, the brawl was great. I felt it may have went a little bit too long, but then I realized, you know what? It makes sense. These guys, they're not just going to brawl for 10 seconds and stop. They're going to keep going and going. And, with the storyline behind it, it made more sense to me as well. So I'm happy with it. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good brawl. So, like I said, it really pumped me up in the match. I thought that was a great selling point, a great way to kick the feud off. So, thumbs up from me. The big thing coming out of Monday Night Raw as well is there was not one, but 2 Divas matches. Now, this was mind-blowing. 2 Divas matches. When was the last time we had 2 Divas matches? I wouldn't be able to tell you. I mean, someone will have to do some research, and that's right, you'll have to do some research to find that out. Maybe it's happened on a SmackDown, but I'm talking about a Raw. It just goes to show, in a 3-hour Raw, how hard is it to put 2 Divas matches on a 3-hour Raw? Not hard at all. And the matches weren't 2 minutes long either. They were actually, 2-segment matches. There was a commercial break between one of the Divas matches. That's unheard of. Unless there's normally a commercial break during the entrances, but during the match itself, no. So, it gives me hope. It gives me hope that they're actually giving the Divas a chance. They're giving them a chance to shine. And you keep Brie Bella away, who, by the way, again, she did not redeem herself on Raw. She just sucks. That's all I have to say. But I like seeing her lose. That's kind of fun. I think that's really exciting to see her lose all the time. But, it was good to see the 2 Divas matches. And I kind of talked about everything else I was going to say. I was going to point out how Kevin Owens is struggling and how Rusev has been losing every week. And Rusev lost again in the main event. Got pinned. I will say, though, the Cesaro spin into the RKO was awesome. I really liked that. I popped for that. I thought that was great. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much Raw. I kind of talked about what I was going to say anyways. And, that's pretty much Raw this week. Like I said, I did enjoy Raw. I thought it was a good show. A lot of talk now about Sting. Sting, is he going to come back? Is he going to return for SummerSlam? And the rumor is he's going to return to join Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose for the tag match against the Wyatt family. And there's another rumor that Baron Corbin may be the third man of the Wyatt family and the new Wyatt family member to make it a 3-on-3. Now, I'm all for this. Sting coming back in a tag team match makes sense. And this is what they should be doing to these older guys. One-on-one matches, it's clear. They can't do a 25-minute one-on-one singles match. They just can't. They're not. Sting's 56 years old. He can't do that. But a tag match, comes in at the end, gets a hot tag, bang. Hits the Stinger splash and Scorpion Death Drop, bang, it's over. He's done. Gets the pinfall victory, yep, happy days. It's as simple as that. Sting comes in for 2 minutes. It works. And you have the excitement. Holy shit, Sting's having his second match. Sting's coming back. It generates that excitement, generates, the build-up, So, using Sting like this is the perfect way to do it, and I'm very surprised they haven't done this more with Sting already. Sting, they've used him so badly, it's just an embarrassment. So, Sting coming back at SummerSlam, getting a match, getting a win, is only right. Let it happen. Let's do it. I'm all for it. It's gotta happen. Alright, moving on to this week's Tough Enough that happened, and obviously Tough Enough airing later on after the podcast. You probably already watched the new Tough Enough before or after you watched this. So, Tough Enough, I do like it. I do enjoy it, but I just feel as though it's just missing something. Tough Enough, apart from the fact that all the competitors on the show suck, I mean, let's be honest, do any of them really seem like they're going to be future wrestlers? No, I mean, does any of them really, to be honest with you, see anyone from Tough Enough in the WWE in the future? Do you see anyone in Tough Enough actually really giving a shit about the WWE, other than Patrick and maybe Chelsea? I mean, we don't really know much about Chelsea. I know she came on for that Dan O'Brien segment once, which was awful, by the way. Do we really know much about them? You know, like, Tough Enough, it just seems to me that they've got this cast of people who just want to be on a reality show, just want to make a payday, and just want to get some TV time, get some quick, easy fame. They don't actually want to be in the WWE, and it just, you gotta wonder, like, 10,000 people they've supposedly auditioned, and this is the best they come up with? I don't think so. I said it a long time ago. As soon as Tough Enough got announced, I said, don't even bother sending in an audition tape because they've already selected who's going to be on the show. The auditions, I guarantee that to me was always just a social media stunt. It was always just a marketing ploy. And anyone that actually believed that you could submit a tape and you could get selected, forget about it. Yes, they would have selected those people to make it to the camp, but they obviously always had their eyes on these select people. Why these people in the end got chosen, I don't know. I can understand why ZZ got on the show. I get why Patrick... Honestly, as well, this show seems so choreographed as well that you can tell that Sarah Lee is probably going to win the show. She's probably going to win it because of the fact they're putting so much emphasis on her about how bad she is and how she's getting picked on. And she's winning the polls so well every week, and I cannot see why people actually are voting for her, if people even are. So to me, this show is just scripted or beyond belief, and it's no surprise, it's reality TV. It's the WWE of all, for fuck's sake. So Sarah Lee is probably going to win it. I think Patrick probably won't win it, because I think that would be too obvious, but I think Sarah Lee will overcome the odds and win, and she'll be a bust because she just sucks. She just offers nothing. So, like I was just going to go back to my point. I was just going to say, Tough Enough, it was always clear. Like, they've probably, right from the get-go, auditioned a select 100 people. You know, they had a Tough Enough audition thing on an online job-seeking website or something like that. Something along those lines. So the audition thing was always just a social media stunt, just to get some more attention on social media about the WWE and about the show. It was never really about auditioning and finding someone you wanted, because, you know, if you see a guy who's got, oh yeah, I've got 5 years wrestling experience, I'm in shape, I'm doing well, I'm healthy, I'm everything like that, of course you're going to pick him for Tough Enough, but everyone they got on the show, bar a couple of people, don't know how to wrestle, don't even know anything about the WWE, don't give a shit, and yes, they're in shape, but that's it. You know, they look good. But, apart from ZZ, but they look good. You know, so it's just hard, you know, the WWE want to make Tough Enough a legitimate thing, but they're already shooting themselves in the foot when they do something like this from the get-go. They don't give themselves a chance to make it a legitimate show, and they wonder why nobody from Tough Enough makes it. USA Network were complaining about the ratings and about why no one from Tough Enough is making it, because they're not picking the right people to be on Tough Enough. The people that they're picking on Tough Enough are always going to fail because they don't give a shit. Their goals are never to be on the WWE, never to be on the main roster. Their goals are just to say, fuck it, and I'm just going to go and, you know, wrestle wherever, or I'm not even going to wrestle at all. Yes, there's been some successful people of Tough Enough, but the winners, the person they've always handpicked to be the guy, to be the overall winner, never really goes on to achieve anything. So, look, I will continue to watch Tough Enough. I do watch it, and I do enjoy it. I like Tough Talk. I think, like I said before, Tough Talk is probably better than the main show. I just think the main show, they just don't know the formula. They just don't know what they're doing with it yet. They haven't found the best way to go about it, and what is the best way? To be honest, I think they need more of the reality stuff, and they need to show them actually wrestling and working out and showing them what they can do in the ring. That's the best way. After all, that's what we need to know. I mean, last week's episode with the promo battles, I really thought that was probably the best episode, because that's an important element. Wrestling, not swimming in the water with fucking alligators, that were probably fake anyways. I really didn't think the alligators were real because they were just sitting there the whole time, not moving. I know that's what they do, but, really, would they put them in any kind of danger at all? No, they would not have. So they were probably fake. And, is that really a part of wrestling? Do we really want to see that? No, we don't. We want to see them in the ring, showing us what they can do, showing us what they've been learning. So that's why the promo battles was good, because that's a part of the wrestling. But we need to see more of actually stuff that matters. So, Tough Enough has the potential, but they're just failing it miserably. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last time we ever see Tough Enough on network TV, and they just put it on the WWE Network exclusively. And I don't know why I don't know. I mean, they've tried to make it on network TV. I just don't think it's a fit. I think you've got the WWE Network. Use the network. You need all the subscribers you can get. And if you have Tough Enough on your network, well, then that's a way to get new subscribers. You've got this new show. Why not air it on your network? It just doesn't make any sense. They air it on their YouTube channel, but they don't put it on their fucking network. I don't know. It's beyond me. The people who run this network they need to go, because they have absolutely no idea what they are doing, and it's just embarrassing. The WWE is just making a lot of mistakes. So I know I've been ranting a lot this episode, and I apologize for that, but it's just been a frustrating week. Alright, so let's move on to something different. What is Brendan playing this week? And actually playing something different. I always seem to play something different every week, but something I haven't played for a while, and that is tower defense games. Now, I'm a big tower defense fan. I like these games. I haven't played a lot of them, but when I do play them, I really enjoy them. So I picked up a game that was on sale. It was like $10 or something on the PlayStation Store. They had a sale on Defense Grid 2, and I really enjoy it. I love it. I love playing tower defense games. Just the strategy behind it's fun, it's exciting, and it's just a relaxing game. You can kick back and just watch your towers go to work. And I really like those games. Other than that, what else have I been playing? I did Platinum Rocket League, and I had a huge mishap. Well, it wasn't my fault, but my PlayStation, when I was recording the Platinum video, the Platinum didn't pop up on my screen. So you know how I get you know how you get an achievement or a trophy, and it comes up in the top left of your screen. So yes, yay, I got this trophy. Well, yeah, I got the trophy that I needed, but it never showed my Platinum. I turned the game off, and I started playing something else, and then my Platinum for Rocket League started appearing for when I was playing a different game. So Sony screwed me. Brendan didn't screw Brendan. Sony screwed Brendan, and I am pissed because I could have put a new Platinum video up my second channel, Brendan's Platinums. I didn't get to do it. I don't get many Platinums all the time, so I really enjoy doing the Platinums videos. I didn't get the chance to do it because Sony screwed me over. So Sony, you've got one pissed off customer right here. And I'm not happy because I really wanted to get that video up. I worked hard to get that Rocket League Platinum. Well, not really, it was very easy, but I wanted that Rocket League Platinum video up my channel, and I didn't get it. So I'm not happy, but that's pretty much all I've been playing this week. I haven't really played a lot. I've been doing some videos. I also was sick this week as well, so that wasn't fun. I had a day where I couldn't get out of bed. I was dizzy. I was just, horrible day. But I've been watching The Ashes. So for you Americans who don't know what The Ashes is, that's the cricket. I've been watching the cricket religiously, so I've been staying up to 3 o'clock every night watching that. So I haven't really been playing. I've just been watching sport, just loving it. And by the way, Australia kicked England's ass. Suck it. So I was very happy to see that. So it hasn't been much of a gaming week. It's been a watching week. And I finished Orange is the New Black Season 3. Finally got around to doing that. Not as good as the previous seasons, but Season 3 did finish okay. I'll give it a pass, but a little bit disappointed. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been doing this week. I had a good week, it was a good week. So maybe I should make the segment, what has Brendan been doing this week? I don't know. Anyways, but alright, so let's get some fan questions in. Of course, if you want to leave a question for the show, you can do it on the website, brendanplays.com, and leave a voicemail. So on the right hand side of the page, there'll be a huge orange button. Click start recording, activate your microphone, and send in your question. Now, please, if you are going to send in a question, please don't be like my friend Bailey and have a potato as a microphone. Use a proper microphone. so I can actually understand what you're saying. As well as that, you can leave a question on the YouTube comments on this video. This week's Let's Talk Tuesdays. Of course, I am numbering the episodes by as well now, so if you didn't notice that, you can keep track of all the latest episodes by the numbered episodes now, so, whatever. But leave a question on this week's episode, so I think we're on 65, so leave a question there, and people are leaving them on all these different videos. People are sending them me questions by Facebook, which, by the way, 500 Facebook likes. Thank you so much. They're sending them to me everywhere, but please just send them to me on the forums at brendanplays.com/forums in the official Let's Talk Tuesdays thread, and we'll talk about the forums in a second, or on the YouTube comments. And on the forums, we hit 800 members this week. We had a huge influx of people coming along to check out the forums and discuss Battleground Live. We had a great live chat, 25 people in the chat, had a great time, so we had a lot of newbies come along. So if you did join the forums this week, let me know in the comments, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that has come along to the forums. If you've been on the forums for a long time, you know I love you, you know I love chatting to you, so respect from me to you, and the forums is really starting to look good. We're probably going to hit 1,000 members in the next couple of months, I hope, which is great. I think the forums has been slow and steady. It's been a lot of hard work, but I'm hoping it'll pay off because I'm really enjoying it. And the forums is one of my highlights of the week, getting on there and chatting to everyone, so that's a lot of fun. So I want to say a quick thank you to everyone that has been joining up the forums this week, and everyone that's been on the forums in the past year. So thank you so much for that. Of course, questions on the forums, on the YouTube, or the voicemails. We'll start it off with the voicemails.
Hey Brendan, this is Dylan once again, and I have two questions for you relating somewhat with NXT. Number one is, how do you think Finn Balor and Hideo Itami are going to work out when they have their title matchup? Because I know it's going to be a really good match, but it just seems a little awkward that Hideo Itami, is coming right off of being injured and getting a title match. And second off, what do you think of the three biggest NXT divas, in my opinion, getting brought up? Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha. Like, sure, Bayley is great, but now if those three divas who just got brought up on Monday stay on the main roster, the NXT women's division is not going to be all that great anymore. Like, sure, you'll have Bayley, Emma, Dana Brooke, but that's really it. So, anyway, thank you again for answering my questions for 2 weeks in a row.
Well, first of all, I haven't really been watching NXT lately. I haven't been following it all that much, so I didn't really know Balor and Itami are having a match. Is that happening at TakeOver? If so, I mean, Itami, we always knew he was going to get a title shot. He's just been injured. I thought he was going to be injured for the rest of the year, so he's back. Well, looks a bit okay, so that's good. That's fine. I mean, Itami and Balor would be a great match. I think that's a match that they probably would have liked to maybe happen in Japan, or have Itami win the title in Japan instead of Balor. So I don't know. I think Finn Balor, in my opinion, is the guy that they really see a lot of value in, so they're going to protect him a lot. But I think he's going to be in NXT for a little bit longer. So I don't think he'll be getting called up anytime soon. Perhaps in the next couple of months. I know there's been some rumors online that perhaps he will be getting called up soon. So I don't think it's going to be in the next month or two. So, if they want to drop the belt then, that's fine. I mean, that's cool. I guess I think Itami has a long time to go in NXT. I think NXT, they will probably build Itami as one of the top guys in NXT for a long time. I think Itami's going to be in NXT for another 2 years. And, people might say, well, why 2 years? I mean, he's so great. But you can tell that in my opinion, he's just not working yet here in America. He just has to adjust. So that'll take him some time. So I think Balor's obviously going to be moving up pretty soon. How soon? Like I said, I have no idea. But definitely Itami will be around for a while, so perhaps giving him the belt would be a good idea. And as for the NXT girls, yes, they're on the main roster, but they're not just going to leave the whole NXT women's division high and dry. They're going to keep working, they're going to keep being on NXT for the next probably 6 months. They're going to be on Raw, but, maybe they won't do some Raw or WWE house shows. They'll just do some NXT house shows instead. So they'll still be on NXT, and they'll slowly transition it and slowly fade them out, and eventually they'll be out of the division. And by the time they move out of the division, they'll probably have someone else to replace them with. So I think NXT will just be fine.
Hi Brendan, it's me again, Jimmy from London, England. I have one question today. Do you think John Cena and Nikki Bella could have an on-screen relationship and could go on a feud with maybe another couple or maybe another superstar or even diva. Thank you.
Well, the WWE's never really acknowledged Cena and Nikki on WWE TV. Yes, they acknowledge it all the time on Total Divas. You know, they basically center the whole show around them sometimes. So, yes, they've acknowledged it, but they're not really all that public about it. They still want Cena to be just that good guy, that, you know, superhero kind of character. And Nikki, she's a heel. They don't want Cena being associated with a heel. So, it is possible that they may pair the two together, but is it necessary? No, because Cena, he's a guy who only needs to be by himself. He doesn't need Nikki. If anything, Nikki would need Cena, and they don't do mixed tag team matches anymore. They don't do intergender matches. They don't do any of those matches anymore, so there probably is no real point to doing it, unless they want Nikki just to be Cena's valet, but would that really make sense? Does anybody really want to see that? Nah, not really, so I don't think it's really necessary, so I don't think we'll ever see that.
Hey, it's Bailey14 here from the forums, and my question to you, Brennan, is what do you think of Undertaker's return at Battleground? And obviously, since they're going to have a match at SummerSlam, how should they book Brock versus Taker in these 5 upcoming Raws? And should Undertaker and Brock be at all 5 Raws going into SummerSlam? Should Taker and Brock brawl at all in these 5 Raws? And last but not least, who should win the match? Thanks.
The horrible mic is back. Bailey. I've said it once, I've said it again. Get a new mic, my friend. But anyways, look, Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, thought the return was great. Taker, say what you want, I thought he looked pretty good. I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh, can he even chokeslam? Did the thought of, oh shit, he may drop Lesnar come into my mind? Yes. I was a little worried, I was a little concerned, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh shit. And, Taker even said to Brock when, you could see it when Taker was about to tombstone Brock. He's like, Brock, move down, So, I don't know, Taker's just a little bit rusty. That's all. I think he'll be fine. I think when he gets to SummerSlam, he'll be fine. So, as for the rivalry, will they all be on all five Raws? No. I'm actually surprised they were both on Raw tonight. Brock Lesnar won't be on Raw next week, and I would say Undertaker won't be either. And I think you'll just have Paul Heyman come out and talk about the big brawl, and they'll just keep replaying that fucking brawl over and over and over until the point where you never want to see it again, because that's what the WWE does. And after that, well, I think there will be at least one more Raw where they're both on. Maybe we'll have Undertaker be on Raw next, then Brock Lesnar will be at home. The next one, Brock Lesnar will come on Raw, then Undertaker will be at home. Who knows? But maybe Brock Lesnar, he comes out and just beats the shit out of anyone. He goes in the back, he's just livid, he's just pissed, he just wants the Undertaker, he's demanding the Undertaker returns and demanding the Undertaker shows up and be at Raw, and he's not there. So what's he do? He goes from the back, sees all these guys in catering, like Zack Ryder, who's eating all the food, because that's all he does these days, eats all the food, and he just beats the shit out of him, and he beats the shit out of Heath Slater, and R-Truth, and Fandango, all these scrubs. Throw Adam Rose, and Bad News Barrett as well. I would love to see those two get their ass kicked. Throw all these scrubs in there, and Brock Lesnar just beats the shit out of them all, and Brock Lesnar can do what he wants to do, because he's Brock Lesnar, and he's just furious, because he wants the Undertaker, but he's not here, or Triple H won't let him have him, because or maybe, he takes out his anger on, maybe not. I was going to say takes out the anger on the Authority, but no, let's not do that. Let's just keep the original idea. Beats up all the scrubs, or someone looks at him the wrong way, and he's just pissed, and he just, just wreaks havoc, wanting Undertaker to show up. And eventually on the Raw before SummerSlam, one of them will get the upper hand. They finally get in the ring again. Someone will F5, or someone will chokeslam, or they'll be about to do fisticuffs, and then they'll get separated again, and you'll have to watch the pay-per-view. So something like that, just to build it up. Some more promos would be good. I would like to see a promo from The Undertaker explaining why it's taken him so long. I know he did a promo on Raw this week saying how pissed off he was that Lesnar was bragging, but he didn't really explain why now. Why is he coming back now? Why now? So I wouldn't mind seeing that, or hearing that. So that's really all I request out of this rivalry. I just think I'm going to sit back and enjoy it, because I'm enjoying the ride, because I think this is going to be pretty good. So That's all the voicemails we have this week. We did get a few, but I already answered majority of them already, just naturally in the podcast already. So a couple more questions this time. This one comes from Nabako7. He wants to know who's the next challenger for John Cena's US title, and who will he drop it to eventually? I did touch on this before. I really have no idea. I mean, if it wasn't Kevin Owens, then who the hell is it going to be? The only person I can think of is Finn Balor. But how far away is he? Will he even get the rough treatment? Will he even get the Kevin Owens treatment? In fact, I don't even want Finn Balor being anywhere near that championship. I don't want him going anywhere near that US title, because the US title is a death sentence for anyone that's not the champion, anyone that's not named John Cena at the moment. So I would want Finn Balor to avoid it. So I have no idea. I mean, they could do a Fatal 4-Way match and just have Cena drop the title and not get pinned, and that would not surprise me at all. And then he gets screwed over in a rematch or something like that. So who would I like to see win? Well, I would like to see Cesaro get that opportunity. I'd like to see Cesaro just get pushed in general. I would have really liked to see Owens be the champion. I just thought that was the right move. I just thought that was a good fit. Just thought it was the right time. But they didn't do it for whatever reason. Next up comes from Owen Allen. He wants to know, do you think the Divas division needs another title to separate the main and mid-card Divas? No, because there is no emphasis on the Divas right now. If they had extra time, then even then, do we care enough about the Divas to want 2 titles? Not really. Look, they have 3 hours of Raw, 1 hour main event, 1 hour of Superstars, and 2 hours of SmackDown every single week. And we can only find time to put, 15 minutes of Divas in there. Look, they actually put some emphasis on the Divas. They actually gave them some time. 2 matches on Raw this week, that was good. That's about the maximum Divas quota that you can fill. That's fine. They can use SmackDown and use these other shows to build the storylines and do something with the Divas. That's why I'm bamboozled, why they have all this television time. They just don't do anything with it. It's just ridiculous. So if they actually spent some time in the Divas on the other shows and built them up there, then perhaps, yes. Jack Miller, and this is an interesting one, kind of follows it up from what I just said. What will it take for you to watch SmackDown again? Oh, a whole lot of change, because SmackDown, I haven't watched it. I've probably seen 1 episode or 2 episodes in the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, it's just bad. I watch SmackDown, I just feel as though I'm wasting my time, because it's just meaningless, pointless matches, or matches I've already seen on Raw that we're seeing again, or we know that this match happened on SmackDown, but it's going to happen again on Raw, and then what's actually going to happen that's important is going to happen on Raw, not on SmackDown. It's just a lot of pointless matches, or DQ matches or whatever. It just doesn't have any meaning. There's no storyline progression, really, nothing that you have to see, otherwise you're going to miss it. There's just nothing to watch. So SmackDown needs to become important. I know the rumor is that once their deal with Sci-Fi is expired and it comes to USA, they're going to amp it up then, but really they should have amped it up years ago, because SmackDown has been devalued almost beyond recovery at this point. So they're going to have to really revamp SmackDown and make it important, because watching SmackDown's 2 hours. If you make a good SmackDown show, SmackDown's a good show to watch, because it's only 2 hours long. So you can sit through a SmackDown and it feels like, okay, yeah, I'm good. Take out the ads, like an hour and 20 minutes long, hour and 30 minutes long. It's a good show. It's like a good length. It's fine. And once you watch it, you don't feel like you're jaded, or you just, oh my God, there's another hour to go. Like, you watch the show when it's good, and you go, yep, I'm good. That's a good show. Yep, 2 hours. 2 hours suits wrestling. 3 hours, too much. But a good SmackDown 2-hour show would be fun. And if it is actually good, it's worth watching, and there's storyline progression, I will watch SmackDown. But then again, 3 hours of Raw just takes a lot out of me. So once I get through Raw, I'm like, oh man, kind of done. And by the time the Raw comes around the next week, I'm pretty much ready to go again. But the WWE is just not that interesting sometimes. They have the odd interesting things. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that, but a lot of the time, the WWE is not interesting enough to make me want to watch 3 hours of Raw and then 2 hours of SmackDown, especially when SmackDown, there's not a lot that's going on. Next one comes from Flynn. Do you think Steve Austin putting down rumors of him wrestling again is simply to swerve the fans, or do you think he's really done? I think at this point he's really done. If he was going to wrestle, I thought he would have done it at like WrestleMania 30, or a WrestleMania that's gone already, I think he would have done it by now. I mean, the guy's 50 years old. Why would he have waited this long? I think he could have done it probably years ago, and he just kept putting it off. The only match I wanted to see him do was CM Punk and Steve Austin, and they didn't do that in the past. If he didn't do that match, he'll never do another one. I think Austin wanted to do that match. I think Punk would have loved to do that match. I think both men wanted to do it. It just didn't happen. You know, for whatever reason, Austin wasn't cleared or just didn't happen. So, because of that, my hopes of an Austin match is very, very, very slim. So I think he is done. This next question comes from NPO Crusher. Do you still play Xbox games, or are you all on the PlayStation? And are you an achievement hunter on the Xbox as well as a trophy hunter on the PlayStation? Well, I do like to get my achievements when I do play the Xbox. I will admit I haven't played the Xbox One in a few months. I've spoken about this before, about how I can't play Xbox, well, be online on the Xbox at my current living arrangements. Next year I will be able to access the Xbox One a little bit more. But I've just got so many games on the PlayStation that I haven't played and I want to get through, and my PlayStation is my main console. So all the games that I want to get, all the games that I'm going, yes, I need this game, I'm buying it on the PlayStation. So for the most part, I'm just buying exclusives only on the Xbox, and I haven't had the urge to really play much of them. Like, I've enjoyed them, but I haven't really had much of an urge to play the Xbox lately. But when I am on the Xbox, I do like to get the achievements. If it's there, I'm looking for them. So I want to get all the achievements on a game one day and do that and have that sensation. But to be honest, it's just not the same as the PlayStation. Getting that shiny platinum is so much better. Trophies in general, so much better than the Xbox. Just the noise, just the look, just the feel, it's just so much better. And to be honest, the problem with the Xbox is that I can't go online on the Xbox. So you can't see when you get an achievement on the Xbox. You can't look at your achievements when you're offline. So you don't even know if you got the achievement. How annoying is that? When a lot of the times, like, you don't know if you're trying to do something that's a grind. Like, you don't know when you got the achievement. If you're trying to grind out, let's say you need 100 wins on a game and it doesn't tell you how many wins you've got, you could just keep playing the game every fucking time and you have no idea. Like, if you needed to, let's say, drive 1,000 miles and it doesn't show you how many miles you got, how the hell are you going to know? Because the achievement won't pop up. So I don't know if they fixed that or not, but that's a really huge downer from me. So it's made it very difficult to want me to play Xbox until I can get online. I have been able to get online for the past month, but I've just been so inundated on my trophy hunting, because at the moment on my forums I have a trophy hunting contest that I've made and I'm the host of, and I've just been playing the shit out of games trying to get trophies on that. So the Xbox has just been out of the question. Final question of today's episode comes from Tommy Grooms. Do you think since Sasha Banks debuted on the main roster, she will drop the belt? Not for a while, Tommy. I think she will keep the championship for a while because, like I said earlier, just because she's on the main roster doesn't mean she's done in NXT. We saw Kevin Owens hang around in NXT for the next couple months. You're going to see that more often. I think these guys that get called up still will have NXT ties and still will appear in NXT for quite some time. I think Sasha Banks, I know NXT TakeOver is coming up next to SummerSlam. It is a chance. I don't know who she's facing, but there's probably a big chance she will drop the championship there. But I wouldn't be surprised if she kept it. Would not be surprised at all. I don't know if this main roster call-up is a permanent thing. I don't know what's going on. I would say it is a permanent thing, but you never just quite know. So, I think keeping her on NXT as well as the main roster is the best way to go about it, because Sasha Banks is the main diva or main woman on the NXT roster. So losing her would be a bit of a hit from NXT, and that's a big drawing card for the WWE Network. So they need to keep NXT strong and have the right people on there to keep it entertaining. Alright, so that's the questions for this week's edition of Let's Talk Tuesdays, and that's pretty much all we have for this week's edition as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's edition. If you did, spread the word. So this is what I really want you guys to do for me. If you have a friend that likes wrestling, if you have a friend that's interested and you think would be interested in the podcast, tell them about it. Tweet out the show. Share the show. Just share it to everyone you can. Help spread the word about the show. I would love to see the show grow. I would love to see my channel grow. I just want you guys to help support the show, and that's the best way to do it. And I would really, really appreciate everyone that does that for me. And let's try and get the show some more listeners. We are a new and growing podcast, and we're doing pretty well. We're in the top 10 on Spreaker for wrestling shows, so that's great. We're doing very well. So I'm very, very, very happy with the progression of the show, but obviously I would like to see more. Who wouldn't? But I need you guys to help me get there. So keep spreading the word about the show. That would be fantastic. And if you haven't already, hit the like button on the YouTube video. We need iTunes ratings as well. That's the best way to get the show seen on iTunes. So if you are an iTunes listener, and even if you're not, just go on there and give the show a rating and just subscribe to the show. You'll automatically get the shows every single week. And of course, follow the show on Spreaker as well. We're on Stitcher as well, and of course the YouTube. So there's plenty of ways to see Let's Talk Tuesdays. Make sure you're leaving in questions for every single week to get your question played on the show. Even if you didn't get it played this week or the week before, keep trying, because a lot of the times that I have these questions and you send them in, I've probably already answered them. So if you can think of a question that I probably wouldn't answer when I'm talking about Raw or talking about a pay-per-view, that's probably the question that I'm going to go pick out. Like for example, that Stone Cold question or that Sasha Banks question. Like, there's one I wouldn't really talk about generally, so I'll pick them out and I'll answer them on the show. So if you got some other questions, some generalized questions, of course, if you got some gaming and some sporting questions as well, send them all in. So don't be afraid to send something in. Let me know, and let me know your questions, and send them in by a voicemail. That's always really cool. I like hearing your voices. I like hearing your questions. I think that's a great new interactive feature of the show. I didn't play that many this week because we actually didn't get that many this week. We had a few duplicates. A lot of people kind of sent in 2 or 3 this week. We didn't really have that many people just sending in, individually. We just had people doubling it up. And I didn't really want to do too many of the same person. So if you didn't get your voice message played this week, that was, of course, because I already answered it earlier on the show. Not because I don't like you, or I didn't like your microphone. Hell, I even played Bailey's question, and his microphone is horrible. And yes, Bailey, I'm going to keep picking on you until you buy that microphone, my friend. And Bailey14, by the way, is the moderator on my forums, so a good friend of mine. So shout out to him. But Bailey, get that microphone, or you are banned from Let's Talk Tuesdays. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's edition of Let's Talk Tuesdays. And it was a pretty crazy week in wrestling. I hope next week's exactly the same, because I love talking about it. And I want you guys to keep supporting the show, keep listening in. And that's it from me this week. And I'll see you all next Tuesday.